What's going on, guys? Squeebs and crew back with a brand new episode. 6 weeks in the books for NFL and NBA back tonight.
You know,
It's a
I
lot.
got some presents over the weekend for myself. So, in
You
a
know,
loss, you gotta
yeah,
find
they lost,
happiness.
right? That's
In a
true.
loss, you
Okay,
gotta find
I like that.
happiness.
I like that confidence. Where your team proud. Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. New
Another
week.
win for the Red Sox last night too.
Hey,
2-1. I'm
my
shaking in my boots.
my superstition is coming into effect. First
Which is
game I
what?
bet it, they lost.
Yeah.
The next two they haven't. Next one I haven't betted them, so I'm gonna have to ride it out for the sake of the Sox.
I think for the baseball standpoint, like imagine if it's Red Sox Braves, the MLB would lose their minds. Both underdogs win, and you got the Red Sox is fine, but like they do not want the Atlanta Braves in the World Series.
They do not want to beat them.
Like Red Sox Dodgers would be moneymaker.
100%. I
It
think
would be a moneymaker.
I think they already have the moneymaker though, because now the Braves are up 2-0, so they're gonna get the storied comeback by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they came back. That's just, yeah.
I like the Dodgers tonight. They'll win tonight. I actually think they're gonna win 2 in a row and take it back, but we'll see what happens. What else? I mean, let's just go with the NFL. I mean, we were talking about earlier. I just don't think that there was many like surprises this week in the NFL.
A lot of teams did. No, there's a lot of teams did what they expected.
I know the books got destroyed because so many favorites won.
Yeah.
And then you look at last night. This was the funny part of it. Now going into last night, I was like, shit, I have so many Bills money lines. I have so much going on. The books got destroyed on Sunday. And then last night they went all their money back on the fucking Titans last second win.
Hey, I made a small thing because I'm like, it's plus money for Titans. I'm just throw 20 on it, so I'll make money no matter what. And I did.
It's pretty interesting how that works out.
I won. Big weekend for us though. Big weekend.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, huge weekend, bro. We got the Squeebs and Crew parlay, which y'all have to get on. That's a money maker. Literally my $20 parlay hit easy in the first half of games. Like these games were blowouts in the first half. Rams, Ravens, what I told you was gonna happen, dude. Ravens, Chargers. Let's talk about that. I just think that the Ravens are a better team easy, but the Chargers are in a work in progress still. I mean, people were all over them within 2-3 weeks of the season. It just started. You got to give them time. They're not going to be that good right off the bat. They won a couple of good games early.
I'm gonna say this: the Chargers are a year or two away, which they won some really good games, but this is also a game you need to win if you want to be a top contender. So.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say a year away. I mean, they're gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna
be in the playoffs. They're like a year away from.
Yeah, it's gonna be inexperience come those games.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the Ravens legit. I think they're so good. And it's not even about Lamar Jackson. Their defense is legit, so good. Like they make stops on every time they need to stop. They're making the stop.
I'm just gonna say it. You were worried about that defense a few weeks ago.
And you look at it and it's like. It's just amazing how they come together, and a lot of them are still hurt too. But it's also their run game, dude. Their time of possession is everything.
Also, if you saw some of how the play calling, the Chargers coach called it like a 4th and 7 on his own 30. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's the inexperience is the reason why I say they're a year away. I was high on them early, but now I'm like. They got the reality check very early, just like the Buffalo Bills kind of did.
All right, we got breaking news in here, right here on the spot on the Squeebs and Crew podcast. We were just talking before the show. I had an article out of the Ben Simmons phone issue. He brought his phone to practice. Would you believe that? Ben Simmons has now been suspended for the season opener on Wednesday night against the Pelicans for conduct detrimental to the team. Unbelievable. I got to it first, though. That's unbelievable. Brought his phone to practice.
I mean,
suspended for the Wednesday night opener.
Bro, like, if you're another team, how do you want this guy?
You don't. You know? That's the thing. It's like, it comes to a point of like, yes, okay, I understood the whole thing of like, they disrespected him. They disrespected him. They gave him no value to being on the team. But it comes to a sport of like the NBA, the NFL, NHL, MLB, all that shit. Yeah, you want your money. Yeah, you want to be respected, but it's professionalism. He has no professionalism. He's a
No,
baby. He's a
no.
child.
Remember how Jimmy Butler went through it?
Yeah.
He like, all right, he wants to hold out. He doesn't want to play there. And
But he
to
went through it with
practice,
professionalism
he
after the
walked.
fact.
He went to practice and dog walked everybody. And they're like, all right, let's get him out of here because every day he's gonna make this personal. And everyone's like, oh, he has a great work ethic. He didn't stop working. He just showed everyone why I'm the guy I am. And Ben Simmons is going through it like, I'll get where I need to be. No, dog, that's not how that's not how the world works. You can't just skate through life. I don't care how talented you are. You're not going to get what you want just being a little baby. No. I'm losing respect for him, not going to lie.
Oh, I've lost respect for him. It's funny that that just happened and we're just talking about that. That's pretty
because,
funny.
Like you said, it started at the beginning. Like, they really disrespect, like, they disrespected him, but now it's just like, dude, you're not.
But you got to be a professional. You're a professional basketball player. You make.
You're not helping the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who is in his like core group of friends, but they need to like, one, have a reality check themselves, and two, like, hey, Ben, like, you need this job still. Like,
yeah.
What can you do outside of this?
Here's the thing. These two situations might be a little different, but you look at the Kyrie Irving situation. It's kind of the same thing. They're both not making the sacrifices needed to be on the team and for the other players in the team. Kyrie's not made the sacrifice to get the vaccine because obviously he doesn't want to. That's his opinion.
Kyrie's taking it more of a
but that's his job. If he doesn't want to work, then that is what it is.
Right.
Same thing as this morning, the Washington State football coach, him and his assistants didn't want to get the vaccine. In Washington State, you got to get the vaccine to be able to work there. Get fired. That's the way it is. I mean, if you're gonna want to work somewhere, you got to make the sacrifices, and Ben Simmons is not. And he's making it hard for any team to want him on the team. So he's going to be out of a job in a year or two if he keeps this up. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's that good of a basketball player.
Only reason he's dominant is because he's 6'10" and he has to point guards like they're 6'2" have to guard him.
Right, and I love him. His passing ability is unbelievable. But we can go find another 6'10" guy. You can go home.
I truthfully think if he wants to make like an actual big rebrand, change positions.
Dude, people have been saying that for years, and he won't do it.
He won't.
But it also has to go to the coaching staff. The coaching staff has to sit there and make that decision. And you've got Doc Rivers who wouldn't do that because, I mean, I don't know why.
I say change positions because people like Draymond Green are eating at what he does.
Right.
Like Draymond Green is a great player. Put Ben Simmons in that spot, unguardable. Because now he's touching the ball every time, but he's facilitating to where the ball's going to come through me. Steph's going to get a three. Now Clay's going to get a three, and everyone else can shoot threes.
Right.
You know, this basketball talk was early, but I was going to be like.
I know. Let's get back. I know the breaking news came in, but let's get back to the Chargers Ravens. I think the biggest thing for the Chargers and Ravens is you look at the Ravens run game. You look at the Devontae Freeman. He had 60 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson, he had 60 yards rushing. Latavius Murray, he had 60 yards rushing.
And he got hurt.
Right. Le'Veon Bell comes in and gets a 20-yard run for a touchdown. I mean, they have probably the best rushing attack in a very long time. It's like
they have the best rushing attack.
Rushing attack. I'm not talking about like rusher, like whatever, because Derrick Henry is what he is. Right. But I'm talking about as a team, they're probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Right. And then there's this thing that no one's giving Lamar credit for: his fucking passing.
Right. He's not a running back. I'm so sick of that discussion.
Like, if you ever like your critique of him at scouting, because I know everyone has bad critiques. Kobe had like a bad critique in his scouting. Tom Brady, we know he had a bad because he's a 6th-round pick. Everyone was on his ass like, oh, he's not gonna be accurate. Mofo's like tossing it 25 to 30 times a game and is only missing like 7 passes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Having like 200 plus yards, he's throwing it deep on point. Like, he's driving down the field. There's another thing. There's been many close games by them as well, where he's drove down the field to get them in position. That's not being talked about.
No, it's not. But I think the Ravens are definitely one of the best teams in the AFC, if not up there.
I got a question for you. I'm just looking at the games and scores. Who's a team that has a losing record that's actually really good?
Who's a team that has a losing record?
Or probably like 500. I'll put 500.
The Chiefs.
No, we know. Okay.
I know. Okay. I see what you're saying. Honestly, this is gonna be weird to say.
I
Because
got two
like
teams in mind.
we had this conversation about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, before the season started. I think the Colts.
Dude, you're thinking. See, I was thinking I'm going to say Colts, but I'm saying Minnesota. But both of those are the two
I
teams.
think the Colts are really, really good, and it's not even about Carson Wentz. It's about the team as a whole. Like I think their running game is what it is.
No, that team last year was good, right? And then if you go back and look at the tape and look at how they lost close games, just
Yeah.
1 or 2 games, and then I say it's Carson Wentz because he's not turning the ball over. He had, I think his last interception was week 4.
Yeah.
Like he's playing good, and they're just in unfortunate situations. They played the Rams, Seahawks, and then they played who they play. There was another hard team.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Ravens. Wasn't it Ravens? I think. Well, they lost to the Ravens. We saw them lose to the Ravens. But and then Minnesota. Minnesota is the sleeper team I got right now.
I like Minnesota. I think they're decent.
I hope Green Bay's ready to play them.
For me, it would be the Colts. I think right now.
But Minnesota should be 5-1.
Yeah, they should be.
That was the question. I just had to see your take on that.
I wanted to bring up the Colts too, anyway, because I think they played really well. But I just think that. Well,
we need to see them versus Tennessee.
It's funny because I was gonna bring up the Tennessee game last night, and I'm like, after last night's game, I was ready to say, you know what? There's no one that can catch Tennessee, but Indy could. I think it's them until the end, and it's what we predicted earlier in the season. I had Tennessee.
We said Tennessee. We said Tennessee was going to be the better team, and then we said depending on the play of Carson Wentz and the team, if they can make some noise. And right now, it's looking like even though they played Houston, they look. I think the thing about playing worse teams is being clean and smooth, and they had no facet of the game. Defense showed up, offense played good. They didn't turn the ball over, didn't make it anywhere close.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that plays out. I'm excited to see that. I think it's we're going into week 7, so week 8 is the Titans Colts game. So that's going to be an interesting game to see how that plays out. But let's talk about the Titans last night. They get a win.
Big win, in my opinion.
Big win at home against Buffalo. No one expected that to happen. They were huge underdogs. But you gotta admit, for a second there, they got a little lucky. It wasn't like I'm gonna come out here on Tuesday and say they had a huge statement win, because they didn't. They got lucky. They shouldn't have won that game. They should have won that. They really shouldn't have won that game, to be honest with you, because they had that pass interference call in the third quarter that they scored 4 touchdowns in a row. I mean, the Bills controlled that game. They got stopped twice in a row in the first 2 drives of the game, 6-0.
If the Bills call a normal play on that last play, it's a different game.
Well, what about the last play? Here's the thing about it is, like, a lot of people are going to sit there and say the Bills
kick the field goal. No,
should have kicked the field goal.
No.
You're one of the best teams in the NFL. It's a 1-yard play. You have probably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. QB sneak, easy money. But I do think a little rollout maybe would have been a better option.
All right, I'm gonna diagnose the play of how I saw it.
But 1 second here. The way it works is they get that, they're heroes. They don't get it, kick the field goal.
There's no way it works every time. It's every time. I saw supposedly he slipped. Don't care, he slipped. The Tennessee Titans defender made the greatest play on a QB sneak.
They knew he was coming that way.
That's what happened there. So the QB sneak should not have been the play call. You have, like you said, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now. He is mobile as anyone in the league other than Lamar Jackson. Right?
Yeah.
He literally just ran for you to get that close in the first place. Let's see what he can do. Let him drop back. Let him survey the field. Wow. Not there. Make magic. Get a yard. He's 6'5". He's tall. He should have did the old Matthew Stafford jump across. Remember that? Where they jumped up.
I just don't understand why they didn't. Well, here's the thing that I didn't understand is they brought that play into a QB sneak. Everyone knew it was happening, but they started them out in the shotgun. Why wouldn't they just?
That's like, bro, stay back, man. We got 150 on the line, bro.
Like, why wouldn't they just start him under center in the first place? I didn't get that. It was a weird play. It was what it was.
A definition of bang bang.
Yeah. This is what I'll say. The Titans winning that game made me hype them up a little bit. I'd say the Bills losing that game didn't even bring me down on them at all.
No, there's A
That's
good
kinda
team
how it
lost. A great team lost to a good team.
Right. That's kind of how it works for me. The Bills won't even go down that much for me.
I mean, I view this as the same thing as a loss for the Chiefs. Like we know eventually they'll right the ship, and the
right.
Bills, they're not leaving the top 5 power ranking.
No. And which we'll get to. We can do the power rankings now if you want to do that.
No. There's another thing I want to touch.
Go ahead.
Is Seattle in trouble?
No.
So you think Gino's solid enough to hold?
Here's the thing. This is the reason why I'm going to say no, because I actually think the Steelers are a really good team. I think they played well, but they inched their way to that win. Seattle had chances to win that game. There may be a couple plays from being 3-3 right now without Russell Wilson. The reason I say they're not in trouble is because I think San Fran sucks. I think the Bears suck. I think the Lions suck. I think the Saints aren't that good. The Panthers blow. And the Falcons are terrible. So you look at that, it's like 3 teams are getting the wild card. I think Seattle can get in the wild card for sure. I think they will put together 7 more wins and get 9-10 wins.
They have the most up and down next 6 games.
Yeah, you look at they've got the Saints, who I think is winnable. The Jacksonville is easily dubbed.
Should be.
Green Bay at home is going to be tough. I think Cardinals. I think them being at home against the Cardinals. I'm not sure when Russell Wilson's coming back. I think
if they can get them back on that day, that'd be great.
But then here's the thing: you look at November, Washington. That's an easy dub. You look at San Fran, easy dub. You look at the Texans,
wait.
That's 3 easy dubs in a row.
I'm gonna slow you down. Because Washington, we don't know if we're gonna get better by then. That defense could figure it out. So I'm gonna help you out.
I think that game depends on Russell Wilson. I think if Geno Smith's playing that game, prime time, close Thanksgiving, Washington's gonna win that game at home. I think that this all depends on Russell Wilson. I think Geno Smith can win a couple games. I think Geno Smith can win in the Saints game and the Jacksonville Jaguars game.
He has to win those games.
I think when you get to Green Bay, Cardinals, Washington at home on prime time, I think those are 3 big losses. Maybe. I will see. But
also divisional games you can't just throw out. Like you can't just like say, hey, they're gonna win.
I'd say panic mode, no. I say in trouble pending. That's the way I would say it.
If they go through these next 6 and it's 2-3 going into 49ers, I'd be a little worried. They need to be 3-2. In any way, shape, or form.
Here's a question for you. And this is actually a serious question because I had someone else ask me the same thing. And I didn't know how to respond. And I actually thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask you the same thing. And I want an honest opinion, honest answer. Should Dallas fans go pack up for the Super Bowl? Seriously.
Packing for the Super Bowl?
Pack up to go to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying no. They should.
But close.
Pack. They're close. They should pack for the playoffs, but there's 2 to 3 teams that they're going to have to meet. And if they don't have the number 1 seed, they're going to have to go to Tampa Bay. They're going to have to go to Arizona. And then they're potentially have to go up north to Green Bay.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, it's a good question.
That's a great question, but this 3 places.
It feels that way, Marcus. It feels like that's kind of the way this is headed.
It does.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Dallas that's going to scare me a little bit is the Dak Prescott injury. Because if he's actually hurt and they're covering it up, it's going to be a problem for them.
It's a calf strain, so it's just on the same ankle.
In his hand too.
Yeah, I mean it's something. Well, if he can't hold up, if he can hold up until playoffs, I think he'll be fine. I think if they have a great record, they're gonna have to rest him.
And the funny thing is you look at the Dallas Cowboys, and then you look at the team that should be where I'm about to say they're at. Dallas is the best defense in the division.
Yeah, right now. I mean, they got
the offense and defense in the division.
I mean, their defense is playing great, but they have this thing. The
Giants suck.
Diggs. The Giants do suck.
Here's the thing. I'm going to roll right into the NFC check-in because I'm livid about it. The Giants are terrible. They're if not, look at the Lions and Dolphins, the worst team in the league. The Eagles are terrible too. They're terrible. Their offense is terrible. They can't move the ball at the field. They miss opportunities on offense in the red zone. And
we do miss opportunities.
You look at the Washington football team. They're terrible. Their offense sucks. They can't move the ball. They're not even running the right plays. McLaurin's the only player I think that can make a play. We're missing Logan Thomas. I get that. Gibson's hurt. I get that. But you got to be able to make plays in offense. We got the Chiefs up at halftime 13-10, and you can't find a way to keep that game closer, and we lose by 20 with one of the best defenses in the league. No chance.
Keep it rolling. You're on a ball right now.
I'll keep it rolling. Don't even bring up the Cam Newton shit. We are 2-4. Heineke is playing fine. He is trying to win the game on one play, which I've talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks. Stop doing that.
Hey, man. The cookie has crumbled, and Dallas is walking away right now.
Oh, they're walking away. They're walking away and looking back and going. That's all they're doing. I mean, this is a cakewalk for them.
It is a cakewalk because they might lose this week.
Who are they playing? Who are they playing?
Sunday night game, Minnesota.
Oh, that's right.
Going to Minnesota.
Minnesota. Wait, are they? Wait, this week? Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I don't think they play this week, bro.
No, on Halloween.
No, that's next week.
Are we talking? I'm talking about Dallas.
Yeah, they play next week. They have bye week this week.
Oh, wait.
Halloween's not with this week, bro.
Bro, I had my weeks fucked up. I was so ready for Halloween.
Dallas gets a bye, and then they go play on Sunday night. So
I guarantee a loss after a bye.
We got no Dallas shit this week.
Yeah, but I agree with you. They should get ready for Super Bowl, but they can't. You can't underestimate Tampa Bay. You got to beat the best team in the division, the Cardinals, and then Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers until he gets to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if they do make it, I'm not watching Super Bowl. I'm not watching it. No, sir. I'm not watching them win a Super Bowl because I don't want to hear it. I will. I have Dallas beat it on Twitter, right?
Do you actually?
I haven't seen any Dallas thing on my Twitter since probably like week 1.
You want to roll through the power rankings?
Yep, I'm ready.
I don't even know what you had last week, but you can go ahead first if you want.
I think I rewarded Cardinals. It was Cardinals, Bills. I think I put Chargers, Ravens, and then I had Tampa Bay at 5.
Yeah, I think you did too. So what do you got?
So after going through the weekend, and I'm gonna keep 1 and 2 the same. I think Cardinals are still 1.
Really?
I know Bills. I think Cardinals are still 1. I think Cardinals are still 1. I know Bills lost, but I'm gonna keep the Bills there. I'm moving Ravens at 3. I am putting the Cowboys at 4.
Okay.
And then I'm having Tampa Bay at 5. Honorable mention, I have Rams and the Kansas Chargers.
All right.
It hurt. That hurt.
So last week I had the Bills 1.
Uh-huh.
I had Zona 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Rams 3, Tampa 4, and I had the Chargers 5. I'm going to switch the Cardinals to Bills. I'm going to put the Cardinals at 1. I'm going to put the Bills at 2. I'm going to keep the Rams at 3. They're playing well. Keep them at 3. I'm going to put the Ravens at 4. Jump the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, put Ravens at 4. And I'm going to put Tampa at 5. And I'm going to have Green Bay and Dallas outside looking in.
See, so our only misses was I have the Cowboys and Ravens, and you have Rams and Tampa Bay, right?
I have Ravens too.
Yeah, do we have Ravens at 4? I have Ravens
at 4.
I have Ravens at 3. That was
I have Rams 3. Well, I can't move the Rams. I didn't have Ravens top 5 last week, so I'm going to put them at 4. Rams at 3.
I didn't have. I think I had Rams, but like you said, it's hard to. I will reward Dallas's record right now, and I know they played great, and their only loss was to the Rams, right?
Their loss was to Tampa.
Oh, to Tampa. So didn't they beat the Rams? No, they beat Chargers. They beat the Chargers. So
I would say Dallas is 6. I would say Dallas is 6 for me, and Packers are 7.
But like, they look unstoppable.
Yeah, they do. But the thing is here's the reason that Dallas is in top 5 for me, and it comes down to they're not Ramsing anyone. They're not Ravens anyone. They're not blowing anyone out.
That's very
I mean,
true.
they're winning the games at the end of the game. They're getting the job done. They're a very good team. They're balanced, but they're not blowing anyone out of the water.
I mean, honestly, if you take
That's why
away
they're not ahead of the Rams or Ravens for me.
if you take away half of Trayvon's digs, that's more possessions for the other team. So that means that they have no chance to score.
Like I have Tampa at 5 because Tampa beat Dallas. I have the Ravens and Rams at 3 and 4 because they're outscoring everybody.
New England doesn't throw a pick in the fourth quarter. It might be a different thing.
Right. So it's like,
you know what?
I like my top 7.
No, I'm gonna switch Cowboys out and put the Rams in. You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Cowboys are not there yet, but they're on the list. So I'm gonna put Rams at 4.
They're on the way.
I'm gonna make it Cards, Bills, Ravens, Rams, Tampa Bay.
Sweet.
That's mine.
We got NBA tonight. Got Nets and Bucks, and then we got your Lakers and the Warriors. 2 great games.
2 great games.
Definitely gonna be locked in. Wait, is it yeah, okay, so it's 8:00 and 10. Sweet.
So we get I think Ernie, Shaq, and Charles.
I'm so excited just to sit here and watch some basketball.
And
I got the Red Sox on tonight.
Man, Tuesdays aren't boring no more.
No chance. They're not boring at all.
And we're at home, so we can get NBA TV.
Exactly. If we went right now, NBA starts tonight. We gotta roll through it. NBA Finals prediction. We talked about this a couple months ago, but maybe things have changed. Things have definitely changed, but
all right, there's like 6 teams we know can win. We're gonna say 6 just for the sake of it. We know from the West we got
from the West,
Lakers, Warriors. Got to put the Suns because they went to the finals. Clippers.
I disagree.
With those 4 teams?
Yes.
Which team do you want to take out?
I want to take out the Clippers.
Okay, I'm down with that.
And all right, so take out the Clippers. And I want to put in the Nuggets.
You want to put in the Nuggets?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Porter takes that jump?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I would say it's the Nuggets, Lakers, Warriors, and Suns.
No Utah Jazz?
No.
Eastern
Conference.
No Portland?
Nah. We're talking championship.
Okay.
What about Eastern Conference?
I want to see 2.
You see 2?
Brooklyn Bucks. We don't know what Miami's gonna be yet. We don't know what the Knicks gonna be yet. We don't know how Boston's gonna turn it around.
I think there's 3.
Who's the third?
I think Miami.
And it's still questionable. I mean, I guess everyone we said already has questions if you think about it.
Yeah. You look at the Eastern Conference, to me, it's Bucks, Nets,
right. Mm-hmm.
Miami 3.
Okay.
It's a shocker, but I think the Bulls are 4. And then I think the Boston's 5, Knicks are 6, and then I don't give a shit.
The Knicks should be better though. I mean, they kind of.
Do you look at that Bulls roster? I want to see how it plays out, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
The tough. Their starting 5 is hard to beat. Should be.
Yeah, it's top 3 in the NBA. Starting 5.
But their bench is going to be the bench is going to
be hard, but it's going to come down to them figuring out early in the season minute wise. I mean, they're all young though. You look at Levine, DeRozan, they can all fucking play 35 minutes and not get tired. They're a good team. I'm putting the stamp on them right now that the Bulls are going to be dangerous this year.
You play Lonzo, Levine the most. You run your offense to Vucevic in the beginning of the game, and then once you sub him out, you just run a gun, and then you just let it go. You let Lonzo just go up and down the court. Levine, if you need an ISO, or DeMar DeRozan, if you need an ISO, and then you just play.
Within those teams, I'm going to stick to what I said a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I think it's going to be the Bucks and Warriors. I think it has revenge narrative, all written all over it. I mean, this team is going to battle so hard to get back to the finals, and they're going to do it. I like the Lakers. I think their lineup is great, but I'm still going back to the thing that this isn't 2012. It's just not. I don't think that roster is as good as everyone thinks it is. I just don't. I think it's top 5 of the NBA, but I don't think they're going to get the finals.
I think this is a Russell year. I think this is his best chance ever to get a championship. And that's without saying he had the best player in the world at one time.
And I think that
but
I think we're gonna get a Milwaukee Bucks repeat. I think this team is that good. Is that good?
I think they got better.
I think that we're gonna get a Milwaukee Bucks repeat against the Warriors in this year's finals.
I will speak unbiasedly. I think it's going to be their Eastern Conference is going to go to Game 7. Western Conference is going to go to Game 7. It's going to be Warriors, Lakers versus Bucks, Nets, and whoever wins the Game 7 in the West is going to win the championship.
Yeah, and then you go to MVP, NBA MVP.
Giannis.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say it should be Giannis, but I think taking a team to where it has to go and where I think they're gonna go without Clay early on in the season, I'm gonna say Steph Curry is the MVP.
Any of they'll never give it to LeBron again. So
no,
I agree.
Not with that team.
Not with that team. No, they're not going. If I say there's a dark horse, there's a dark horse MVP candidate.
I think there is too, and I can tell you it's Devin Booker.
Oh no, it depends on if he can beat. If he can beat the Warriors or the Lakers and get to the Western Conference Championship and compete, or if he can hold that team around 4 or 5,
Jokic?
we know.
Chris Paul? Who are you saying?
Oh my gosh, you're missing it. He's my second favorite player.
Oh, PG?
PG's top 4 on me. I finally got my respect back.
What are you talking about? Donovan Mitchell? Oh, Damian Lillard?
If he can hold them 4 or 5 when we know that team didn't get any better and they didn't help him get better, they said, all right, we're going to help you. And they almost did nothing.
I'm going to go Steph Curry.
I personally want the Lakers to go to championship. I know that they're probably going to have to play the Warriors because I don't think the Warriors are going to get the top 2 seed. I think they're going to get 3.
I agree with that. I would say the Lakers will probably get the first.
But then again, Utah Jazz had the first seed last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
The seeding is going to be hard, but I think the Lakers and Warriors are going to meet sooner than expected, which is going to cause a problem to the finals matchup. Which I said
you could think I'm wrong, but I actually think the Nuggets get the first seed this year.
They should. I mean, if Jamal Murray gets back the bubble in him, and then Michael Porter takes that jump with Jokic doing triple doubles every night, I think
disgusting. Western Conference will be Nuggets 1, Lakers 2, Suns 3, Warriors 4.
Who's your 7-8 team that's going to cause a problem?
In which conference?
Either.
Cause a problem? Like you're talking like in the playoffs, or just like just to be annoying throughout the season?
To be annoying throughout the season and the playoffs. They're
like the 2 or 3 seed, and we're all like, what the hell? Honestly, I mean, I want to say it's the Bulls, but if I can't say
the Bulls would be higher.
I think Charlotte.
You saying Charlotte? You're forgetting. There's 2 guys that got traded for on draft night that are doing really great for their franchises. Luka and Trey. I think they're going to both be 7 seeds.
I think Charlotte, as a whole team, I think they're going to be obnoxious.
Depends on LaMelo.
Yeah, but I would say Charlotte Hornets for me.
Or I hate to say this. I hate to say this because they're the worst team in California, but the Kings.
Now they suck. They're trash.
Right.
They can't win a game, dude. They're going to win like 20 games.
They have talent, though.
They do, but they don't know how to use it.
I guess these pregame Twitter, TikToks I've been seeing of them locking each other up has been very helpful. Yeah. But I don't know, man. So can we start to get Bradley Beal out of Wizards now yet, though, or is it too soon?
He wants to be there, dude.
Why?
I guess he likes it. I mean, he's been there his whole career. They treat him like semi well. He gets paid well.
But he's with Kyle Kuzma.
I mean, I already told you what's going to happen. He'll be in Boston next year.
I mean, you're hoping. I would ask for that trade right now. Right now. Like, just get me there. I'll go for cheap. Just pay me.
For cheap.
Trade. What's his name? Give me the shooter Pritchard. Trade me for Pritchard and just pay me. Trade me for Pritchard.
I like
and pay
Pritchard.
Me.
Hey, I like Pritchard. I don't want him to leave.
Well, I like. Well, you don't have Taco no more.
No, he's on Cleveland.
I know, it's crazy. They just. Why do they want so many big men?
I don't freaking know. It doesn't make any sense. You know what? I always forgot that Andre Drummond's on the Sixers.
I don't even care about the Sixers. Literally, they're the worst team in Philly. They're behind the hockey team. The baseball team didn't do great.
I like
how we
talked about the Eastern Conference. We didn't talk about the Sixers at all.
Because I literally think they're going to they might not even make the playoffs.
No, they will. They'll be like 6 seed.
It depends on Joel. If Joel has to play all the season with just by himself,
watch this be a bunch of crap, and they all come out like Sixers are like 20-0
without Ben Simmons.
I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
They're gonna need Ben Simmons. I hate to say it. Even though we dogged him, his talent on the court's a problem because he's 6'10" and can dribble.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, that's gonna do it. We're gonna get the pick soon. We only got
Lakers, Nets, KD versus LeBron. LeBron takes it. LeBron walks off, retires.
That's your prediction?
He's not gonna retire, but that's how I feel. Yes.
I'm gonna say Steph Curry MVP, Warriors Bucks final, Bucks repeat, Giannis Finals MVP again.
If Dame Dollar makes it to the finals, he wins it. That's my other bold prediction.
We got 13 games this week for the NFL, not 14, not 16, 13. It's going down, keeps going down with these fucking bye weeks. So only 13.
Easier decisions for us to make.
Right. Exactly. Only 13 games this week, but we still gonna get that Squeebs and Crew parlay done and won. That's gonna do it for this week's episode. Like this video, subscribe to the channel down below. Check out our other videos in the YouTube section. We got the week 7 picks coming up, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.